The Joint Select Committee on the COVID-19 pandemic focused again this week on listening to people from across Michigan about the trouble they've had getting help and answers from the state's unemployment insurance agency. UIA's Steve Gray and Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity Director Jeff Donofrio testified earlier this month that calls were not being dropped and unemployment claims were being processed in a timely fashion. But those statements conflicted with the real-life stories of the people who testified before the committee, in person and by video. Jeff Lang of Jackson County, a retired state corrections officer who now works as a car salesman, told his story.
I've currently tried to get into the system this whole time. I have not received any unemployment, so I'm in my 7th week of not receiving unemployment.
And it's a very common story that I've heard in my office that, people like yourself who've waited on hold for 8 hours a day, you tried to call 100 times a day for weeks, and they don't get through to anybody. It sounds like that's a very frustrating experience that you're going through.
Kelsey Nowasad is a college student working at a local retailer. After a 10-week wait, she was told she would be getting her claim paid, but so far has only received $21.
And I also have to complete an income verification, which I have done, and we've done it multiple times, and it still hasn't been processed. I have filed 10 weeks of certifications. I've only received $21.60 from 1 week that they deducted $136 out because I am not sure why.
I guess just listening to you, it's more of a comment. When I asked when we had the director in and I said, people are waiting 6-8 weeks, his comment was nobody should be waiting 6 to 8 weeks. Let me know. So I'd like to I have a letter here from a constituent. I'd like to make sure we have your name because I'm going to call the director immediately after this hearing and give him, because he didn't believe anybody was at 6 to 8 weeks. So okay. I'm going to call his office. Mr. Chair, if I could get that information. Thank you.
Michael Humphreys, the local employer living in Monroe, explained his frustrations in trying to set up a work share program for his employees.
On March 26th, we contacted the unemployment office and were patched through to their ombudsman's office. We followed the instructions of the person at the ombudsman's office. On April 13th, it came to light as our employees went to certify that they were still on reduced hours, they were all denied. It was there that we discovered that we had never been enrolled in the WorkShare program.
We'll be back next week with more stories from the Joint Select Committee on COVID-19. If you have a story that needs to be heard, please visit mycovidstory.com and share your testimonial.